May we request Sheikh Abdulaziz, MP Abdulaziz Aminuddin to lead us in the invocation, and please remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the Bangsamoro hymn.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد اللهم انصرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصر إخواننا المستضعفين في غزة وفلسطين اللهم أمنهم وسلمهم يا رب العالمين اللهم وفقنا لما فيه خير لأمتنا وشعبنا اللهم تقبل منا فإنك أنت السميع الدعاء سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang Pilipinas, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Secretariat, please proceed with the checking of attendance to determine the existence of quorum for today's special session.
Roll call of the honorable members of the BTA Parliament. Abbas Ahmad, Abbas Harun, Abbas Basit, Abu Mujib, Alamia Laisa, Alauddin Mosber,
Recording in progress.
Ali Ibrahim, Ali Lalang Jr., Ali Edi, Ambuluto Suharto, Aminuddin Abdulaziz, Ampatuan Baintan, Anayatin Susana, Antaw Muhammad Kelly, Arnado Merian, Asnawi Dan, Babaw Ali Muntaha, Balindong Pangalian, Basman Anna Tarhata, Kandaw Bay Maleha, Dilanggalan Hashimi, Dumama Alba Shah Ilayha, Ibrahim Ahud, Ismail Soharto, Estilo Matarul, Gayak Abdawa, Gera Edward, Haji Abdawa Khalid, Hasim Abdawa, Hasan Hatimil, Iqbal Muhagir, Ismail Rasul, Jajuri Raisa, Jakilan Muslimin, Chikiri Albakil, Kahalan Dan Martin, Karon Faisal, Lim John Anthony, Long Benjamin, Long Don Mustafa, Lorena Jose, Makapaar Abdawa, Makasalong Marjani, Makatanong Amrosi, Maglangit Tarhata, Malik Hamid, Mantawil Baileng, Mastura Ishaq, Matalam Jabbar Apollo Mikael, Mawalil Amil Bahar, Mendoza Proilin, Midtimbang Michael, Midtimbang Tawakal, Miswari Abdul Karim, Miswari Nur Reda, Mitmog Rasol Jr., Munoz Hussein, Uranon Suhaib, Pakasam Obaida, Pak Abdul Wahab, Pangandaman Nabila Margarita, Parcasio Randolph, Piang Ramon Sr., Ramos Jamila, Salindab Said, Salik Ali, Sangki Ali, Sema Omar Yasser, Sema Romeo, Sheikh Said, Silongan Aida, Sinulinding Kadil Jr., Sulaiman Ali, Tago Opaisalin, Tan Nabil, Usman Adspar, Uto Basir, Uy Oyod Siti Pahani, Yaqub Muhammad.
Please include in the attendance MP Noreda Miswari. Floor Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
Secretary General,
Bismillahi wa bihi nasta'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, with 48 members of the Parliament responded to the call, we therefore certify the presence of quorum in today's session, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, before the floor leader proceeds, please include also in the attendance MP Fahani Oy Oyod. Floor leader. Sorry. With the certification of the Secretary General to the existence of quorum, we will now proceed with today's special session.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, we move to the 6th item in the agenda. There is an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading and proceed with the approval of the journal for the previous session, subject to style, Mr. Speaker.
There is a motion on the floor from the floor leader. It's been duly seconded. The motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, we proceed with the reference of business. May we request the Secretary General to read the title and the author of the first bill under consideration.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of the first proposed bill, including the name of the authors or co-authors.
BTA Parliament Bill number 265 entitled An Act Further Continuing the Validity of the 2020 to 2022 Special Development Fund and for other purposes. Author, the government of the day.
Mr. Speaker, this will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we request the Secretariat to read the title and the author of the second bill under consideration.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of the next bill under consideration, including the name of the authors or co-authors.
BTA Parliament Bill number 266 entitled An Act Authorizing the Continued Use of Funds for the Release and Disbursement of Unpaid Obligations of Fiscal Year 2023 Appropriations. Author, the government of the day.
Mr. Speaker, this will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. We move to the next item in the agenda, bills on third reading. We will request the Secretary to read the title and authors thereof.
What is the motion again?
We move, Mr. Speaker, for the two bills on first reading, we will schedule them for second reading
Yeah.
accordingly. So we move to the bill on third reading.
Yeah, you should now move for for approval. Diba?
Of that.
Of the bill on third reading. Okay. There's now a Secretariat read the title of the next bill under third reading, including the name of the authors and co-authors.
BTA Parliament Bill number 31 entitled An Act Creating the Bangsamoro Kuliah for Islamic Studies, repealing Muslim Mindanao Autonomy Act number 164, otherwise known as the Regional Madrasa Graduate Education Act of 2003, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, the government of the day.
Mr. Speaker.
What is the pleasure of the floor, leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move for the approval on third reading of said bill, and to do so via nominal voting.
There is now a motion coming from the floor to proceed with the third reading of BTA Parliament Bill number 31 by nominal voting. Any second? There being no objection, we will proceed with the nominal voting. Secretary General, please proceed with the nominal voting on BTA Parliament Bill number 31.
Nominal voting on BTA Parliament Bill number 31. On third and final reading. Honorable members of the Parliament, Abbas Ahmad, Abbas Harun, Abbas Basit, Abu Mujib, Alamia Laisa, Alauddin Musbir, Ali Ibrahim, Ali Lanang Jr., Ali Idi,
You can read your explanation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Honorable members of this august body, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I rise to fervently express my all-out support for the approval of BTA Parliament Bill number 31, Bangsamoro Kuliya for Islamic Studies Act of 2023. This landmark initiative holds profound significance for our identity as a people. From an Islamic perspective, education is not merely a means of acquiring knowledge, but a sacred journey towards enlightenment. The Bangsamoro Kuliya for Islamic Studies will serve as a beacon, fostering a deeper understanding of our faith, culture, and heritage. By endorsing this bill, we invest in the spiritual and intellectual development of our youth, aligning with the principles of our faith that underscores the importance of seeking knowledge. This institution will play a vital role in nurturing a generation of leaders who are not only well-versed in Islamic teachings, but also committed to the socio-cultural progress of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Furthermore, this decision resonates with our Islamic values of tolerance, understanding, and unity. The Bangsamoro Kuliya stands as a testament to our commitment to preserving our unique identity while fostering harmony among diverse communities. In casting my affirmative vote, I stand not only behind the principles of education, cultural preservation, and the promotion of religious understanding, but also in adherence to the noble teachings of Islam. I firmly believe that the Bangsamoro Kuliya for Islamic Studies will be a source of pride for the Bangsamoro people and contribute significantly to our shared aspirations for a vital future rooted in the light of Islamic knowledge. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Sir, may we know your vote, sir?
My vote is a resounding affirmative yes.
Ang bolod to Suharto? Aminuddin Abdul Aziz?
The gentleman from Lanao del Sur is recognized.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. To the Honorable Speaker, to my fellow Parliament members, and to everyone who is here right now. Assalamu alaikum jami'a wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Higher Islamic education in the Philippines holds a significant importance for several reasons. It is high time that Islamic education in our country, especially in the Bangsamoro areas, be given important attention. Ang higher education sa Islamic studies sa Pilipinas ay mahalaga para sa pagpapanatili ng pagkakakilanlan ng kultura, pagpapaunlad ng paunawa sa ating relihiyon. Pagbuo ng maayos na pamumuno, pagtataguyod ng kapayapaan sa lipunan. Pagkontra sa extremism, pag-support sa women empowerment, contributing to economic development at pag-promote ng global awareness. Mayroon tayong maraming bilang ng individual na nakapagtapos ng higher education sa larangan ng Islamic education, ngunit sila ay karaniwang nagtatapos sa kanilang pag-aaral sa ibang bansa. Dahil dito, hindi may kailangan may mga naliligaw dahil sa iba't ibang idealistang pagtuturo ng kanilang natanggap mula sa ibang bansa. Dahil sa mga kadahilanan ito, ang aking boto ay yes. Aprobahan po natin ang panukalang batas na ito at isakatuparan sa lalong madaling panahon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ang patuhan ba Intan?
Speaker.
You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, my vote is yes, but again, I would like to state that during the period of amendments, I have my reservation, and that reservation remains, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Anayatin Susana?
Mr. Speaker and fellow members of the parliament, my vote is yes, because I believe that the establishment of the Kuliya will strengthen the practice of Islamic life in the Bangsamoro in support to moral governance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Antaw Muhammad Kili? Arnado Mirian? Asnawi Dan? Babaw Ali Muntaha? Balindong Pangalian? Basman Ana Tarhata? Kandaw Bay Maliha? Dilanggalin Hasimi? Dumama Albasa Iliha? Ibrahim Ahud? Ismail Soharto?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Mr. Speaker, in the furtherance of the principle of balanced education and advocacy on moral governance, my vote is yes, Mr. Speaker. The approval of proposed bill number 41 will serve the Bangsamoro people's aspiration of showcasing its unique identity, belief, way of life within the context of Islamic religion. This will be this will be a unifying success for our people in the name of Islam. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Istino Matarol? Gayak Abdullah? Gira Edward? Haji Abdullah Khalid? Hasim Abdullah?
You proceed now, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, my vote is yes. With the passage of this bill, inshallah, yung formerly known as REM Academy ay mabibigyan natin sila ng yung mga kailangan nila para may patuloy nila yung ongoing na pagpapatakbo ng kanilang school. And it was sa panahon pa ng ARM, so nararapat lang na i-absorb natin sa atin now sa BARM. And also isa siyang institution na angkop sa mga pangangailangan ng Bangsamoro sa ating area. Alam natin na karamihan sa Bangsamoro ay nasa relihiyong Islam. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, na if we learn the religion of Islam, we will be law-abiding people, and you are a people na free from extremism, terrorism, and other acts that are prohibited in Islam. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hasan Hatimil. Hasan Hatimil. Iqbal Muhagir. Ismail Rasul. Jajuri Raisa. Jakilan Muslimin. Jikiri Al-Bakil. Kahalandin Martin. Karon Faisal. Lim Jan Anthony. Loong Benjamin. Loong Don Mustafa. Lorena Jose. Makapaar Abdullah. Makasalong Marjani. Makatanong Amrosi. Maglangit Tarhata.
Mr. Speaker, the presiding officer, the floor leaders and deputy floor leaders, fellow members of the parliament and guests in the gallery, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. I vote yes to the BTA Parliament Bill number 31. I vote yes as the passage of this bill is a defining moment for the Bangsamoro as it puts in place an institution that will serve as the torchbearer of the pursuit of the study of revealed knowledge. Lastly, I would like to congratulate my fellow members of the Committee of Basic, Higher, and Technical Education, especially our chair, MP Eddie Ali, for his able leadership in steering the bill from referral to the committee up to its passage. Again, Mr. Speaker, my vote is yes. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Malik Hamid. Mantawil Bailing. Mastura Ishak.
You have the floor, MP Mastura.
Thank you very much. I vote for yes. My only hope is that this institution will also have a special course for lawyers so that they can comply with the Islamic studies requirement for Sharia judges. So this institution will be the one that will give that qualification to lawyers, regular members of the bar, so that they can be qualified to apply for the position of judges. Thank you.
Matalam Jaapar Apollo Mikael. Mawalil Amil Bahar. Mendoza Froilin. Midtimbang Michael. Midtimbang Tawakal. Miswari Abdul Karim. Miswari Norrida. Mitmo Grasol Jr. Monyo Susain. Oranon Swaib. Pakasim Ubaida. Pak Abdul Wahab. Pangandaman Nabila Margarita. Parcasio Rando, Piang Ramon Sr., Ramos Jamila,
A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, isa pong karangalan ang maging bahagi ng isa na namang makasaysayang araw na ito. After months of thorough deliberations, we have reached to this point of passing another milestone legislation na isang mahalagang hakbang upang mas mapaigting natin ang pagsusulong sa mas mataas na kalidad ng edukasyon sa larangan ng Islamic at Arabic studies sa ating rehiyong Bangsamoro. Ang pagkakaroon natin ng Bangsamoro Kuliah for Higher Islamic Studies ay magbibigay sa ating mga kabataang Bangsamoro ng pagkakataon upang ipagpatuloy ang kanilang academic excellence at expertise sa Islamic at Arabic studies na magbibigay ng oportunidad sa kanila bilang ating mga scholars at future leaders na mag-aambag ng positibong kontribusyon sa ating lipunan pati na rin sa aspeto ng intelektual at espiritual nating paglago. Inshallah, ang pagsasakatuparan natin ng batas na ito ay magsasabuhay sa ating adhikain na magkaroon ng isang maunlad at inklusibong institusyon na kapantay ng mga international Islamic universities sa ibang bansa. Ako po ay kaisa ng ating gobyernong Bangsamoro at ng aking mga kapwa members sa Parliament sa pangakong magdala ng pagbabago at kaunlaran sa ating rehiyong Bangsamoro. At ang aking malakas na botong yes ay isa pong boto para sa pagbabagong ito. Maraming salamat po. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Salindab Said, Salik Ali, Sangki Ali, Sema Romeo,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. This bill before us is another manifestation of our making through our ideas as the Bangsamoro people. My appreciation to the main author, Minister MP Mohakir Iqbal, and to the members of the Committee on Education, who tirelessly worked for this bill to drop it into its finished version. Indeed, the establishment of the Bangsamoro Kuliah for Islamic Studies is an ingenious way of preserving our Bangsamoro identity and our unique cultural heritage. However, the initial step starts with us as we decided today on whether or not we will pass this legislation into a law. I hope that we do so because this proposal is more than what is contained in its provisions, but also about nurturing our heritage, fostering religious tolerance, and empowering our youth with the knowledge and wisdom rooted in Islamic teaching. This bill is not only a creation of an institution, but an investment in the future of the Bangsamoro. The passage of this bill entails not only the development of academically proficient students, but a development that is deeply embedded in the values that define our unique cultural and religious identity. With this, Mr. Speaker, my vote is yes, and I enjoin all my other fellow members to join me in the passage of this bill. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Sheikh Said.
You have the floor, MP Sheikh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. as a Bangsamoro, we have two kinds of source of education. Education with God and education without God. What is happening now in Palestine, if you see deeply the education of that people around, the aggressor has education without God. So Alhamdulillah, I vote for education with God because only the flagship principle of moral governance will be realized if our young generation grow up with education with God. Thank you very much.
Sinungan Aida. Sinuninding Cadel Jr.
You have the floor, MP Sinurinding.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My courtesies to fellow parliamentarians, members of the parliament in this hall. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. A pleasant afternoon. The establishment of Bangsamoro Kuliya for Higher Islamic Education is another victory for the Bangsamoro people that shall cater and standardize educational system anchored on our belief and practices for the coming generation of students, scholars, educators, and leaders. Further, it shall foster a stronger Bangsamoro as a region and as an independent people. My vote is a very healthy yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Sulaiman Ali. Tago Paisalim.
A gentleman from Lanao del Sur is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My courtesies to the Chief Minister Ahod Balawag Ibrahim, to our Speaker, Attorney Pangaliana Libalindong, to the presiding officer, Dato Omar Yasser Sima, to the proponent of this bill, in which I deeply respect, Minister Muagir Iqbal, to the Chair of the Committee on Education, Professor Edwali, for successfully defending this bill. The majority floor leader, Attorney Laya Alba, and the deputy floor leaders, Attorney Basman and Attorney Kiajuri. My colleagues in the parliament, again, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I forget, I will express my vote. My vote is simply yes. Although, Mr. Speaker, I have some reservation on the provisions of the bill, but nevertheless, I agree for the enactment of this long overdue bill because that makes the Bangsamoro government unique. Isa ito, Mr. Speaker, sa pinaglaban natin. Ito ay dapat nararapat itong pag-establish ng Kuliya Islamic Studies na hindi lang may establish sa kanyang main office dito sa province of Maguindanao del Sur, but in all other provinces that is situated in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Mr. Speaker. Kaya, Mr. Speaker, dapat itong panukalang itong bill na ipapasa natin ngayon ay dapat natin suportahan and for budget purposes which should give substantial budget in order that those Korea Islamic Studies can serve our people in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Tan Nabil, Osman Ajpar, Otto Basir.
Auzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Una, gusto kong lilawin ang aking boto na yes dahil ito ay karangalan ng Bangsamoro at karangalan natin lahat. Again, my vote is yes. Thank you very much.
Oyoyo Chipiphani, Jacob Muhammad, Ali Lanang Jr., ano natin sa kanila? Right, one, two. Right, one.
Floor Leader, the result of the voting? Secretary General, can you come up now with the result of the voting?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Result of the nominal voting on the third and final reading of Bill number 31, entitled an act creating the Bangsamoro Kuliah for Islamic Studies, repealing Muslim Mindanao Autonomy Act number 164, otherwise known as the Regional Madrasa Graduate Education Act of 2003, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. Mr. Speaker, with 51 yes votes, 0 no vote, and 0 abstention, Mr. Speaker, the yes vote have it.
With 51 yes votes, 0 no votes, and 0 abstention, BTA Parliament Bill number 31, an act creating the Bangsamoro Kuliah for Islamic Studies, repealing Muslim Mindanao Autonomy Act number 164, otherwise known as the Regional Madrasa Graduate Education Act of 2003, providing funds therefore and for other purposes, is approved on third and final reading. Floor Leader?
1 minute suspension, Mr. Speaker.
May I request the indulgence? May I request Attorney Tago? May I request the Deputy Speaker Tago to indulge me of presiding here and give us the honor of adjourning today's session after I deliver a matter of personal and collective privilege. I will yield to first to the author, but I will request Attorney Tago now to preside so that for 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute recess. Ikaw na?
The principal author of yung anong BTA Bill number 31 is now recognized for his candor message. You recognize, sir, Minister Iqbal.
I hope hindi kayo magsasawa yung lagi kong sinasabi na basta Boy Scout, matanda man o bata, lagi naman handa, di ba? Ano po yun? So I think if we recall, when the bill was filed, it was yours truly who filed the bill. But before I filed the bill, it was taken up during a cabinet meeting that it was one of the priority legislations of the cabinet of the day. But later on, when our rules and procedure were amended, then a member of the cabinet is no longer allowed to file a private bill. So that's why, if you look at the succeeding deliberation, it already appeared that the bill is a bill of the cabinet of the day, or the government of the day rather. So, but the personal attachment to the bill is still burning inside me, and that's why I hope it may not sound redundant that even if I'm still recovering for the last successive sessions, I was with you, and this time I am also with you to signify the importance and the significance of the bill, not only to me as the original sponsor of the bill, but to the learners or to the students of Maguindano in particular, and for the entire learners or students of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. To me, education is one of the most important things, if not the most important, because in education, it encompasses all aspects of learning. And if we would be able really to come up with quality education on the basis of moral governance, I think our people will be in a better position to develop themselves, to be equal with the rest of this country and probably the entire world. So now it's a very historic day for me and for the members of the committee, including the chair of the Committee on Basic Higher and Technical Education, who took the cudgel for this bill. He argued it very much, and I think I have to personally congratulate my brother, MP Eddie Ali, and the rest of the team, for the members of the Committee on Basic Higher and Technical Education. And of course, I would never forget the speaker, and then the deputy speakers, and now my idol, MP Paisalin Tago, which is very historical because it happened that while we are celebrating the passage of this bill, but it happened that you are there, sitting there, at the most important table of this August body. So I would personally thank you, especially when you mentioned my name, although I am not expecting that. I am not expecting that you will mention me as the originator of the bill, but anyway, thank you very much for that. And for the rest of the colleagues in this August body, nobody voted for no, except Madam Bay Intang. He voted for yes, but with reservations, and probably that would explain the deep understanding of Madam and MP Bay Intang Ampatuan. Because you know, I happen to talk to the former regional governor of the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. So I was learning from him in terms of knowing the employees of the arm. So he told me that there are two very, very competent employees of the arm. I would not mention the other name, but I would mention Intan Ampatuan. He said he's very competent, she's very qualified. So Madam, I salute you for that. So with this, again, I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude for everybody for voting yes for this very important bill. Maraming salamat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat, Sir Member of Parliament Minister Muager Iqbal, for that enlightening message. What is the pleasure of the Majority Floor Leader?
Mr. Speaker, may we request the recognition of Deputy Speaker Omar Sema as he rises on personal and collective privilege.
Deputy Speaker Omar Yasser Sima is recognized for his personal and collective privilege.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for taking over and giving me the opportunity to express something that I would like to take up on a matter of personal and collective privilege, Speaker. Colleagues in the Bangsamoro Parliament, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, the gravamen of this speech that I'm taking now in this as a matter of collective and personal and collective privilege is the need to understand why some of our medical doctors are charging seemingly exorbitant professional fees against our poor and indigent constituents. Mr. Speaker, colleagues, it has come to my attention through the programs we implement under the medical outreach program under the Ministry of Health. And I just don't have personal knowledge if this occurs also in some other medical assistance programs that we are giving to, that are being implemented under other ministries. That some professional fees charged by some medical doctors are on its face exorbitant. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, pag tingin mo pa lang dun sa billing yung billing ng pasyente, makikita mo na kagad na exorbitant na or masyadong mataas yung sinisingil na professional fees, no? As per our office records, Mr. Speaker, indigents have been charged with 250,000 pesos for 11 days admission in the hospital and have undergone surgery. In one case, a patient was charged a total professional fee of 400,000 pesos. And the list goes on, Mr. Speaker. Your Honors, itong mga programs ho na ito ay nasa public hospitals. Particularly dito sa Cotabato City, nasa Cotabato Regional and Medical Center. And as such, may emphasis sa pagiging public, no? So, yung mga mayayaman ho, Mr. Speaker, the well-off, they run to private hospitals. And the less fortunate, they go to these public hospitals. So now, if these public hospitals or medical practitioners charge on its face exorbitant fees, saan ho tatakbo yung mga naghihikaos at walang-wala? Mr. Speaker and colleagues, and especially to our makabagong bayanis, yung mga medical doctors and medical frontliners ho natin, itong representation ho na ito, wala ho akong intention na maliitin o ipahiya ang mga medical doctors or the medical practitioners or ilagay sila sa hindi ka nais-nais na sitwasyon, no? Ang sa akin lang is gusto kong magkaroon tayo ng masinsinang pag-intindi sa sitwasyon. Baka naman may mga hindi lang tayo nakikita na kadahilanan kung bakit ganon kataas yung medical fees that are being collected, no? Because we understand and accept the imperative of charging fees, no? We also understand that these fees differ on a case-to-case basis, no? Big sabihin case-to-case basis, and this is provided under the Code of Ethics and for medical practitioners, no? Nakalagay dito, one that should be considered in imposing fees is the nature of the case, meaning its complexity, existence of comorbidity, emergency nature of the case, and of course the attending risks. Second is the time consumed, no, yung oras o panahon na ginugol ng doktor. Three is of course, professional standing and skill of the physician, lalong-lalo na ho kung expert talaga yung doktor, no, at saka sikat na doktor. And four, of course, hindi ho nawawala yan. Even in the in the legal practice, this is always considered the financial status of the patient. Now, these considerations, Mr. Chair, were taken in the Code of Ethics of the Philippine Medical Association, no? Code of Ethics and Implementing Guidelines. Mr. Speaker, one of the considerations laid down in the said Code of Ethics is yung capacity to pay or yung kakayanan ng pasyente na magbayad. Mr. Speaker, the constituents who come to our office are those who are poor and indigent. Ibig sabihin, yung mga naghihikaos at talagang walang-wala, Mr. Speaker. And so, what we plea here in this speech is for our respectable medical doctors that they look into this situation, with the hope that they will be charging reasonable fees. Para naman ho, yung medical outreach program fund natin ay mapahaba natin mapalawak natin yung coverage niya, yung makakover ng program. Mr. Speaker, our constituents are crying for help. Some would come by the office, umiiyak, they are in tears, to ask for financial aid to pay for their medical bills. And so I am compelled, as a matter of duty, no, as a representative of my constituents here in Cotabato City and the Moro National Liberation Front, to bring their pleas before this honorable body. We must come up with a win-win solution, Mr. Speaker. On this note, Mr. Speaker, I enjoin through a motion the Committee on Health of this august body to look into this and investigate if needed, and to have a dialogue and reach a common understanding with the medical community, not just in Cotabato City, but in the entire Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, to arrive at a possible, acceptable professional fees. Mr. Speaker, may we continue to serve the people and serve the Bangsamoro. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Alaikum Assalam warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. This is collective and personal privilege is referred to the Committee on Health for further deliberation.
Yes, Mr.
The
Speaker.
contents of the privilege speech.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, and I likewise move that this be incorporated in the journal for today's session,
Yes,
and henceforth referred to the Committee on Health.
it is part of the journal of today's special session.
Mr. Speaker, there's one more MP requesting for the opportunity to rise on the occasion of personal and collective privilege. May we request the recognition of Deputy Speaker Lanang Ali Jr.
Deputy Speaker Lanang Ali Jr. is recognized.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I believe, Mr. Speaker, that that I rise on personal collective privilege, Mr. Speaker, is very important. As a member of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament, it is my solemn duty to express my feelings on what is happening in Palestine, Mr. Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Speaker, let us be clear. Mr. Speaker, let us be clear. Hamas breached international law on October 7, 2023, when they attacked civilians in the southern and central part of Israel at the time when they were celebrating Jewish holiday, and their actions have been condemned by great leaders across the world. But we should also be very clear, Mr. Speaker. Israel has breached international law, not just on every day since October the 7th, but the reality every single day for decades. Israel occupies Palestinian land against international law. Israel blockades aid for Palestinian people against international law. Israel implements illegal occupation in Palestinian territory against international law. Israel denies the fundamental rights of Palestinians against international law. And Israel regularly and systematically attacks and kills Palestinian civilians, including thousands of children, against international law. Mr. Speaker, the question that must be answered by all of us in this august body: how does the world respond to flagrant abuses of international law? When it comes to the war against Hamas, the response was very clear and very consistent. World leaders united to say Israel has the right to defend itself. Repeatedly, in statement after statement, in social media and in public engagement, despite the full knowledge that those words, Mr. Speaker, have been contaminated. The words Israel has the right to defend itself means in practice that Israel has the right as license to bombard civilians and infrastructures, to bomb hospitals, schools, and civilian buildings. Israel has the right to defend itself, has now become cover for Israel has the right to commit genocide right in front of our eyes, Mr. Speaker. How come we never heard, Mr. Speaker, the words Palestinian has the right to defend itself? Not when humanitarian aid, essential supplies to Gaza is met with a military assault by Israel. Not even when Israel bombed Al-Ahli Hospital last October 18, 2023, and murdered 500 civilians, mostly children. Mr. Speaker, have we heard from any Western leader saying the words Palestinian has the right to defend itself? And why not? We all know that the people of Palestine cannot defend themselves, not against one of the most powerful military forces in the world that is backed by even more powerful military forces, Mr. Speaker. The leaders of the international community need to open their eyes and to feel the more bombings in Gaza means more pain and suffering to the people of Palestine. The people of Palestine, Mr. Speaker, need the international community to tell Israel to stop the blockade, to stop the illegal land settlements, and to stop the genocide. Mr. Speaker, we know armed struggle. We know injustices. We know oppressions. And
but we also know conflict resolution. We know peace building, and we know nation building. And because of what we know, Mr. Speaker, what our history has taught us, our call today must be clear. Immediate full and unequivocal ceasefires and our decisive international interventions to ensure a lasting and just peace settlement and to at long last, Mr. Speaker, to a free, sovereign, and independent Palestine. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other items in the agenda, I move for the adjournment of this session until the next regular session.
Session is now adjourned until the next regular session for December.